grab your favorite beverage, kick up your feet as you ascend with me into the joy portal of soul reflections, fresh perspectives, fun ideas, and wisdom. Light to light and heart to heart. Smile and breathe even deeper as together we will soar above the perception of all hurdles and shine brightly as the light we are. Namaste and welcome to Light, Laughter, and Lattes. My name is Geri Habstritt. I'm an Avesa quantum healer, medical intuitive, Self-Ascension intuitive counselor, and your friend and soul connection for the next hour. So happy new moon, happy uplevel opportunity, and happy moment to say yes to you and the you that you knew you could always be. Today is that magical opportunity. So we are going to connect with that just a little bit. And we are also going to go over the power of your focus and releasing the addiction. And so first of all, I wanted to say welcome to Oneness Talk Radio, Oneness Talk Radio YouTube, and all of those who are listening via Anchor and their different outlets. Hopefully next week or the week after, this will be available live stream on Facebook for Facebook Oneness Talk Radio and possibly Oneness Talk Radio YouTube as well. So if you would like to watch this via live stream, you can maybe do that either next week or the week after. We'll see how things work out. But I would like to have a little bit more of an interactive show, so I welcome you to come and sign in. It will be aired on Wednesdays, 5 p.m. Pacific time, and you could jump in and join the live stream chat, and I can answer any questions if at all possible. We'll see how it all works out. So as we are in this up-level moment, I too am going to be up-leveling my show a bit, and I look forward to doing that. So the moment at hand, today, August 20th, 2020, is a new moon which is stepping into the void of creation. But this new moon comes with an opportunity, an up-level opportunity to say yes to your expansion, to say yes to your soul, to say yes to the truth of who you are and what you came here to do. So if that is something that has been yearning within you, if there is a part of you that has been just knowing and seeing that there is just so much more to you that you came here to do, today is the day. Right now, even this week, because it still carries the energy, is an opportunity to say yes to that. And so you might be thinking, well, I don't really know for sure. I don't know who that is or what that might be. Help me out a little bit. So I get that. So the best way I know to do this is to come with me now. Let's go on just a little bit of a journey and let go of time, let go of space. As a quantum healer, there really is no time and space. All of that is a linear projection that we've taken on as being real. So there it is. It's real. All there truly is intention. So with intention, let's travel back now. Let's just travel back to when you were a young child. And so if it helps, you can put your hand on your heart, really connect with your soul, and just say, take me back. Take me back to that child within that really knew who I was, why I came here, and what it is that I came here to do, to be of service at this time now. And so take yourself back to that moment, that time, and just feel the energy of that. And so some of you may be taken back to your Halloweens when you had the opportunity to express a different aspect of yourself, right? You got to pick out the costume in some way that made you happy, that maybe was a superpower that you felt you had or that you wanted, that you were drawn to. What was that? This was an opportunity where it was totally acceptable to be anything you wanted because it was Halloween. It was really a moment of freedom that happened that day, in no other way, right? When other time of the year would you just simply dress up and go out in the world and be something else, and it was totally acceptable without anybody questioning you, right? So what were you? And did it resonate with you? And why did it resonate with you? And think about that. Think about the shows that you were drawn to. How many of you really were maybe drawn to the Star Treks or to the Avatar shows? So I can tell you, I just had an opportunity to spend a week with my children, and my daughter is now 21. And my youngest is 17. And my oldest is 23. And we spent time reminiscing about some of these shows that we watched. And I know that my children were really into Avatar, The Last Airbenders. And my daughter was able to recite the entire opening of the show of Avatar, The Last Airbenders. So why is it that show spoke so loudly to her that she could literally recite every word of the opening act of that show? And so these are the things that ring to your truth. They're not just accidents. You're drawn to them for a reason because of the energy. And so why? So if you go back and reflect on some of those things, you can say, I know that there's more going on in this world than what I'm seeing. I can feel there's more to me than what I'm experiencing. And there's a truth deep inside that you really, really know to be true to you, and you know why you came here. Today is the opportunity to say yes to that, whatever that is. Whatever that is the truth of you. And so it just need be a real strong yes. Maybe I'm tired with the way things are. I'm tired of doing the same old. It's time to say yes to the truth of me. And then be ready. Because whenever you say yes to a new you, you'll have to go through a healing or an experience of releasing that which has hidden that yes, that which kept you from that yes, that which is unlike the yes has to go. It has to be transmuted to make room for the new you. So this is the opportunity we are in right now, and isn't that exciting? And so if you look into the outer world, it's showing the exact opposite of that. And that's how life and polarity works. The outer world is doing everything it can to distract you from this opportunity now. It's doing everything it can to distract you from the truth of who you are. And you don't have to look far, because it is everywhere. It is literally trying to get you to not remember the truth of you. Because if you remember that you are a creator, if you remember your power, if you remember why you came here, you are free from the illusion of what's going on. You are free from being controlled. And if you're free from being controlled, you are no longer adding your energy to an experience that others want you to be a part of. So there is a group, there is an energy that doesn't want you to remember these things because they are getting fuel for their agenda, whatever that is. And every time you watch something or think about it or talk about it, you are literally adding you're adding your energy to their agenda. You are empowering something else outside of yourself. Whatever you're focusing on, you're empowering. If you remember who you are, you no longer add your energy there, and your energy goes on you, and they lose that energy. And you're helping to expand consciousness the more you lift and say yes to you. And if you're expanding consciousness and you're saying yes to you, you literally hold open a portal that will assist 100,000 other people, and potentially more, who would have never woken up to the truth of who they are, to instantly remember who they are. And they have the opportunity to hold open the portal to assist 100,000 others, and them 100,000 others. So look at how quickly consciousness can shift. If enough people can keep their focus, say yes to the truth of who they are, it could be like massive awakening everywhere, and everything in the outer world can be shifted so quickly. So quickly. So with that being said, no wonder there is such chaos and such distraction energy in the outer world, because it needs to do this, because if the opposite happens, the outer world could shift very quickly. And they know that. And so now you know what you can do to make things go the other way. So your focus is your power. And this is a challenging thing because there is a million ways to be distracted. And all of the things that are distracting you are things that really can tug at you and have a lot of Velcro. And it's a way that they can really get you to self-sabotage yourself because they know the strings to pull. They know what is really going to get you and trigger you. And so you will literally go look for that energy and you will be triggered and you will self-sabotage yourself. And so the key is to hold your focus. And your focus is your power. You will empower whatever you focus on. So what is it that you want to empower? I'm going to give you a personal example of this because I had to walk through this. Well, I walk through it daily, but I really got the lesson on it years ago, back in 2015. So I went through a divorce with my ex-husband, and it was over, property that we owned together and our children. And my experience lasted for 7 years. Literally, I went to court for 7 years on and off, went through PTSD over this. And one of the experiences where I went back to court in 2015 made no sense to me at all. We had gone to mediation, nothing became of it. There was several contempts of court, and I ended up having to fly back to Minnesota, and we were directed to go into separate rooms. The judge didn't even play a role, and they basically told us to hash out and come to a decision. Well, the experience made no sense because we had already done mediation, so there was no way that we were going to hash this out. And I was baffled because there was contempts, but the contempts weren't being addressed, and there was going to be no agreement to let go of the contempts. I wasn't going to just let them go in an agreement. And literally nothing happened. It was an entire court experience that costed me probably 10 grand in money and a plane trip back and a week away from work. And there was no experience that came from it. There was no resolution. There was no order. There was no nothing. And I came back and went into meditation and asked why this happened, why there was no resolution, how none of it made sense. And I was told that it was because I created it, because I had put so much of my energy and attention focusing on it that I literally created a court experience for myself that had no results. There wasn't enough energy behind it because it really wasn't meant to be. So there was no results from it, but it was motions that I had to move through because I had created them. And so this was, talk about an education. It was a $10,000 life experience education for me on the power of my focus and creative ability. And wow, was that education needed for this time now? Just imagine me, one person, focusing on an experience I didn't want, and I created it. Think about millions of people focusing on an experience they don't want and what that is doing to the creative capacity. The more you are awake, the more you lift, the more you anchor in your heart, the more you remember who you are, the more powerful your creation capacity is. So it was great that I learned that back then because my creation capacity wasn't as strong as it is now. And so it was good training wheels for me and really helped set me in a good place so that I can be here now in this way. And I know that is happening with everyone listening. We were all groomed, set up, and prepared so we could be doing exactly what we're doing at this time now. Okay, so now that we understand the power of our focus, why is it so hard to not focus on those things in the outer world that are troubling? I'm seeing messages from people on Facebook saying, I can't sleep at night. Why is it that I'm so drawn to the media, so drawn to the social media, whatever it is, to read something upsetting and then I can't sleep? You know, it's like I can't stay away from this stuff. I don't like it. It's uncomfortable, but I can't stay away from it. It's because we are addicted to the drama. And this is everyone. When you're born on a planet of density, we get addicted to the drama. It's an adrenaline addiction, a rush that we get from watching drama. It's a chemical in our brain. It's an adrenaline. And that adrenaline is read by the brain is the same adrenaline as joy gives us. But we don't know the difference, whether it's, drama, pain, chaos, or joy. It's an actual physical addiction. And I didn't believe this, but I had to go through this myself as well. Back in 2017, I had another court experience, and this actually was the last one because I did release the addiction to the drama. Flew back to Minnesota, and this was my 7th year. And it's funny, in ascended numerology, the number 7 is the number of mastery. So it literally took me 7 years to master my experiences through court and releasing a judge and all that went around it. So I went back to court, and things were not turning out the way I thought. And I was really frustrated because I had done the inner work. I had learned the art of focus, and still things were not turning out the way I felt they should. And of course, there was a lot of judgment on myself, how I moved through my experience, and that was part of my mastery experience. And the night before court, when I went to bed, I was shown in a dream, I was told very clearly, you're still addicted to the drama. And it wasn't just me, it was many, many light workers that I had traveled with, that I had worked with. I was shown that we were all still addicted to the drama. And the reason I was still in this court experience was because of that. I was there to release that addiction. And I noticed after that, and first I wanted to deny it because I didn't like the experience. I hated being in it. It was costing me a lot of money. I had PTSD over it. Every part of me would have said, I don't like this. You're wrong. But yet it was a subconscious addiction. And when the affidavits would come in and they would trigger me, I would notice that my whole body would get an adrenaline rush. And I would physically say, I don't like this feeling, but yet my body was addicted to that feeling. And so I had to release that. I had to let go. I shut off TV completely. I had to walk away from people who wanted to talk about drama. I noticed when the rushes came up, and I had to acknowledge them and love it and say, no, I'm releasing the addiction to the drama. And eventually I was able to do this, but it took some conscious effort, and it took some clarity and some awareness of what is going on. And so I know if you can think back to years ago of the soap operas that were playing on TV, and I don't even know if they still play them or not, but I can remember one that I'd watched for years, and each time I'd watch it, I think, oh, so stupid. Why did I spend an hour watching this? And of course, it was all drama. I think the same person had died 4 or 5 times and come back to life in the course of over 4 years. It was completely ridiculous, but yet so many people were addicted to it. Well, that was like a foreshadowing of what was to come. That was our first example of being addicted to the drama. And then after that, we have the reality shows. You know, how realistic are the reality shows? I think we all know that, you know, they're set up. They're planned to be a certain way for a certain X factor. And they're not really that realistic because there's extra things put into them to make them be dramatic. And how many people, you know, have gotten addicted to those? And now it's to the point where we're like in the ultimate reality show now with what's going on in the world. It's like we've all entered the reality TV show. We're now in it, and it's really hard to look away from it. It's really hard to pull ourselves out of it. So I get it. And some of the things you can do, you know, is to, first of all, stop all media. I defriend people on Facebook or wherever that even post any of that kind of stuff. So anytime I go to my Facebook page, all I find are posts of upliftment, posts of inspiration, and literally you will see posts that will reflect your consciousness. So if you are still addicted to the drama, people will post things that will reflect that. You will know if you've released it based on the kind of posts that show up, because they will reflect, they will mirror what's in your consciousness. And so you need to become really aware and responsible. And once you send a clear sign to the universe by defriending people, by turning away, you will be sending a good, strong message to your soul and boundary that I'm done with this. I'm done with this experience. Okay, and so now it's time to get in bed, and you're feeling that pull or urge to watch something that's less than joyful. Now remember, the addiction is the same addiction that you get from the energy of joy, so why not choose joy, right? So find something that brings you joy, and it can be as simple as clicking on something else. One of the things that I like to look at occasionally is, you know, in Facebook, if you go to the videos that show up in the feed, they have like the America's Got Talent, and they have the gold bell ringers, the people where they push the bell on and they go straight to the top. You can watch numerous of those, and I don't know about you, but those bring me great joy. Oftentimes they're young kids who are so excited that they had their 3 minutes of talent and all of a sudden they're going straight to the top. And I find so much joy watching those. And that's something you can get as quickly as clicking on media. And you get excited, it's joyful, and you're adding your energy to something that's great. And so that is just one idea. There's, many of those other ideas out there. You pick whatever it is that you like. But it's just a click away, just like the drama is also just a click away. So it's an opportunity for you to choose. And so when you do this, and I have confidence that if you're listening to this show that you can and will do this, you will experience a detox. It is like detoxing from any other addiction out there. And so you may go through some periods of feeling anxiety, anxiousness, withdrawals, whatever. And if you can make it through, 5, 6, 7 days, you probably have it licked, and then you're just going to have to be discerning and clear, because oftentimes the universe likes to come back and say, are you sure? And you might be tested. You may have to find some new friends or stand near some new friends, whatever that may be. But truly, what all these addictions and distractions are a distraction from the truth of who you really are. That's all it is. It's so much easier to be distracted and focusing on something outside of yourself and to blame others for the situations than it is to take responsibility and to look in the mirror and love what you see without judgment. It's really about full self-acceptance. And that is so hard to do for many. It was hard for me as well. I spent years learning to look in the mirror and love what I see. And it's so much easier to just be distracted on the outer experience, even though we don't like it, even though it's not fun. It's a whole lot easier than facing our own judgment. Right now we are in a time where the gateways to higher dimensions are wide open. We have not been in a time like this before. It was harder to get to these places. Now it's easier than ever, but the distractions are also stronger than ever, so it takes greater commitment, greater focus, greater tenacity to get there. But if you can do it, the doors are open. So that is fantastic. To lift up into the fifth, you need to be able to have compassion first for yourself, then for everyone else around you and humanity as a whole. And when you can stand in that fifth dimensional space, you are literally above the outer experiences and you're no longer triggered by them. I mean, you can be pulled back down, but for the most part, you can hold steady and centered in your experience and experience a lot of joy and instant manifestation in it. The next step up is to the seventh dimension, but to get there, you have to completely release all judgment. There's no judgment there. And so that is a big step. That's the ability to be able to look into the mirror and seriously love everything. Everything that's come before you, everything that you are, everything that you feel that you aren't. And to be in that space of complete non-judgment. And then the door is open to the seventh dimension. And that's the opportunity that's before us all today. So what can you do to assist with the release of judgment? Because ultimately, it's the judgment that causes us to not want to look into the mirror. And so we look outside and we get distracted and focus on everything in the outer world instead of what's in our inner world. So I know I've shared this practice before, but I'm going to share it again because it's so important and it's so simple and everyone can do it. And it's something that has worked over and over for me. And that is a mirror practice. So literally it's standing in front of the mirror and gazing deep into your eyes, because your eyes are the gateway to your soul. So you want to breathe slowly and connect with your soul energy deep into your eyes. And once you do that, you're going to repeat the words, I love you unconditionally. You are safe with me. I accept you just as you are. I love you unconditionally. You are safe with me. I accept you just as you are. And you're going to repeat these words over and over, ideally for 15 minutes at least. Now, the first time you do this, you're going to probably notice every blemish on your face, every wrinkle, and that will give you the first-hand experience of distraction. You will really notice for the first time how distracted you are when you have to really look into the eyes of your soul. And so I did this whole same thing. It's looking at everything but your true truth, your true soul's energy. You know, every little marking you will see, and you're just going to have to go through it. Just, sit down with a piece of paper and a pencil if you have to, and just write off all the things that maybe you don't like about yourself or whatever you're seeing. Just move through it. It's just energy. And once you move through it, then you can sit and breathe a little bit more and go deep into the eyes of your soul and repeat those words for 15 minutes. And trust me, you will get a healing. It may take an hour or two, but the energy will come up. For me, I noticed it was sadness. It might be some anger. It might just be a heavy, heavy energy where you're super tired and you need to lay down and rest. You can take a walk and move your energy. You can take a bath to clear your energy. But you should notice some kind of an energetic shift within a few hours later. And that is good. That means it worked. That means you applied love to yourself, and that love healed those energies. And do it again. Do it again every day if you can. And once you get really, really good at it, take off your clothes and go back in the mirror and do it again. You'll be up-leveling that experience. To try do it again and again, holding that space of love and non-judgment and moving through it. And you should notice a very strong energy of presence following this. You will be able to stay more present longer with less distraction and less, let's say, anxiety energy. It is not uncommon when we have these up-level moments like today for your ego, which is very connected to the inner child, to freak out. So if you're feeling an anxious freak out energy today or in the next coming days or in the future when you listen to this and there's an up-level moment, this podcast will carry the energy of the up level in it. Anytime you're getting ready to go through a moment of expansion, the ego freaks out. Less and less as you get used to it and you become aware of it, but it will do everything it can to try stop you from that experience, because it knows the more you expand, the more you accept in your truth and your soul's true energy, the less control it has. And it's all subconscious until you begin to notice it. And it feels like fear or anxiety. And then you can call it out and recognize it for what it is. And then it comes to a point where you're smiling. It's like, yes, because you know that you're doing it, because if you weren't doing it, your ego wouldn't be freaking out. So then it becomes a milestone where you're excited for the freak out because you know something good's about to come on the other side of it. And so if you're feeling that now, celebrate, because that means you're in expansion moment. And there's a part of you that has said yes, and you don't know what's coming on the other side, but your ego's scared of whatever that is. And so I have a little meditation. It's an inner child meditation that will help ease that inner child aspect of you, that inner child part of you that needs to feel safe in order to expand and in order to be in your truth. And I will play that for you right now. This is called the Circle of Protection Meditation. So I'd like you to wiggle your body, move around, shake a little, and just tend to anything that's calling your attention. Get really comfortable. Taking a deep breath. Taking another deep breath all the way down to your abdomen. And if it's safe to do so, close your eyes. Breathing and relaxing. Breathing and relaxing. Feeling comfortable in this safe space of love. I want you to picture yourself in a beautiful place in nature. And if that doesn't come to you, picture yourself in a place in your home, a place you feel safe, comfortable, and maybe even inspired. Maybe it's a place on the beach, or in a meadow, or maybe it's in your garden. Just let that place come forward for you now. Be in your safe place. Take a moment now and really notice it. Notice the surroundings. Notice the qualities of this place you enjoy and turn them up even brighter right now. Notice the smell if there is one. Look for the aroma. There may be a taste in your mouth. Look for that. The fragrance, the air, the quality of this place all contribute to its magic. And feeling gratitude in your heart, I want you to draw a circle around you. It can be big or small. We are drawing a circle in the sand, so to speak. Imagine a perimeter around you right now, because we are together practicing and creating a healthy boundary. I'm in my safe place, and I've drawn my circle of protection around me now. See it, feel it, imagine it. A circle of protection. Only good may enter this circle. And now we are going to reinforce the circle by calling on our guides and angels. Beloved ones, beloved beings of light, bring me that which will strengthen the circle, whether it be crystals, mythical beings, flowers, rocks. I am strengthening my circle of protection now. Perhaps some of these ascended beings will stand on the perimeter of the circle to help anchor it. Invite that in. Be with me. Guard that sacred circle. Create an impenetrable boundary. You can decorate this any way you like. You may want some decorations, some flowers, some colors. You create beauty as you create protection. Allow that to be there. And as you are standing in the center of your circle of protection, slowly turn so that you see all of it, all sides of it. north, south, east, west. Just look at this beautiful creation. I am safe here. I am safe here. I can take rest here. I want you to feel a golden emanation coming down from the heavens right into your circle right now. As I relax here, I am connecting into divine flow, to an infinite source of love and light. Feel the golden light illuminate your circle of protection. Feel that. And now I want you to find one aspect of this experience that will be used as a key to come back here again. Find an aspect, whether it's a flower or a rock or a color. If you are unsure, then take your pinky finger and give it a squeeze and say, whenever I squeeze this finger, I'm going to come back to this circle of protection. Start squeezing your finger right now while feeling the safety and beauty of your circle. Or if it's a visual cue, you can call up in your imagination anytime that visual cue. Bring it front and center and make it big right now. And use the visual cue and feel the safety of the circle. Feel the power of your protection. And also feel your divine connection. I am safe. I am connected. I am surrounded by beauty. All is well. Take it in. Turn it up nice and bright. Feel that key, whether it's your little finger or another key you selected. Feel the power of it. And say thank you. Thank you. Notice your beautiful circle of protection and feel the gratitude for the helpers that are standing with you. Allow yourself now to embellish your circle. Do you need some more beings, mythical beings, unicorns, elfins, fairies? Do you need some of them to make it more beautiful for yourself? Crystals, flowers, rocks, and vines. What do you require in order for this to be more beautiful? And be there. Breathe it in and stand in the center of your circle of protection. Feel the glowing light overhead of your divine connection. Be in that. Be in that joy. In this moment, I trust. Now notice off in the distance, outside of your circle, it's almost a shadow. There is someone walking towards you, and out of that shadow, you begin to see a younger version of yourself, walking towards the circle from the outside. Then you realize that younger version of yourself is your inner child, and that little one is carrying hurt in its heart. And that little one is feeling disowned in some way. And you are in this wonderful circle of protection, and your inner child is standing outside looking in. Do you want to bring him or her in? Do you want to invite your inner child inside this sanctuary? If so, then open a space and let this inner child come in. And if you don't want your inner child to come in, just notice that choice. And so now you are standing in your circle of protection, with or without your inner child. Because you extended this love, this trust, and this safety to your inner child, it's time to go a little further, to look into the eyes of this younger version of you, to say to this younger version, I am here for you, I accept you, and I love you just as you are right now. If your inner child wasn't invited into the circle of protection, ask now for divine healing and assistance to heal the separation between you and this aspect of yourself, and let go of the memories of how it was in the past. For those of you that have let your inner child in with you, ask now, please give me the patience and the love for the little one that has been carrying so much hurt. Look into the eyes of this inner child now and say, tell me about your pain. Tell me whatever is in your heart. I am here to share this with you now. And then just listen. Just be with this little one now. Your job is to just simply listen and create safety for the inner child to share his or her hurts and whatever feels unresolved. And now you can affirm to this child, I am a grown warrior of light. I have life experience. I have learned things. I have a power that we did not have available while we were young together. I will share my power with you. I will keep you safe. I will help heal that which is hurt. I know how to do this now. And as you feel the love as the truth of your soul's wisdom, embracing this hurt child, start witnessing the transformation. As the hurt begins to evaporate, as the black turns to gray and begins to become light and colorful, witness the power of love and acceptance for that aspect of yourself. And now notice that your child is actually feeling better. Notice how quickly the pain and hurt can transform into happiness, into acceptance and peace. Give yourself permission to notice that now. And you might say to this little one, will you let me help you? I apologize that I have pushed you aside so many times. I apologize that I have not given you enough attention, that I have not been with you in the best of ways in the past. I apologize. However, this is a new time. We have a circle of protection. We have help. We have a safe place to be together. This is a new day. Will you accept my love and my help? Be present to this little one. You may get a yes. You may get a hug. You may get hesitancy. It's all okay. Just notice. And affirm your desire to offer love and safety to this part of you that has needed your parenting, your acceptance, and your guidance. Today is a new day. Today we have brought online an experience that will empower a healthy relationship for the future. Before we leave this circle of protection, ask your inner child for a signal when he or she is needing to come to the circle of protection. Give me a signal, dear one. Is it a feeling in my body? It is a sense in my throat? Is it a feeling in my heart? Is it a thought that will appear? Give me a signal so that I can pay more attention to you and your needs. Ask your inner child for that signal and be clear on it right now. Using this signal, your inner child can communicate with you amidst your daily activities. Claim now and intend. When I notice this signal, I will pause whatever I am doing and pay attention. I will put my hand on my heart and acknowledge you, little one, and if possible in that moment, we will go to the circle of protection. At the least, we will make an agreement. I see you. I hear you. And we will convene more intimately soon. I'm not going to ignore the signal. That's the commitment. I will not ignore this signal. See your circle. See your beautiful inner child. Know the signal and agree on that. Give each other a hug. Beloved one, we will return here soon, and I'm taking with me these signals and these agreements. Smile and breathe as we begin to return now to our waking consciousness. So I've really felt called to do a Cards of Clarity reading for everyone since we are in this new moon energy. And when I call forth one of these readings, it is for everyone who listens, no matter when you listen. My intention is to deliver the highest possible message for those who are listening. And so I did a 4-card spread. And the first card is, what are you ready to resolve? And what I pulled was Benevolent One's 6, Wisdom. What is wisdom? The question is being asked of you because you are at the brink of releasing the veil of doubt that clouds your connection to only pure wisdom. The wisdom that resides within your heart, once anchored and balanced. To embody this wisdom is a declaration to the universe that you have arrived, that you are ready to trust the unfolding of all events, that you recognize the divine at work in everything and everyone. Let this first seed of wisdom grow into maturity now as you further empower your trust in you. The next card is, what are you ready to accept? That card is Archangel Ariel, and I will read that one for you. Look around this amazing planet. Everywhere you will find abundance. This abundance is expressed through nature and the protection of a world that has plenty to offer if you choose to accept it. It is time for you to claim your manifestation ability with full view of the abundance that is already around you. See everything as an abundant expression. Take a walk in nature, then arrive back to the place you started, the place where everything is in plenty and lack is an illusion. That's what you're getting ready to accept. And in the gateway right now is Ascended Master 14, Yeshua. Love without balance often leaves one feeling depleted and hollow. Gentleness and kindness without love are felt as obligatory and burdened. Look deep into your life and call forth your divine gentleness into balance. To walk in the world as the master invokes a great duty that comes only from a space of balanced energy. This does not invite judgment, rather the recognition that sometimes a firm and loving presence is perfect. When you interact with anyone or anything with intentional, balanced kindness, then you offer yourself as a model of love without judgment or limits. To all situations, remain focused on this divine knowing, that your firm commitment to the truth of all situations will in all ways keep perspective and balance as the key focus, and misunderstanding is not possible. In the final energy seeking entrance into the gateway is Ascended Master 11, Buddha. There are many choices and options around you now, each with their own merit and each with their unique challenges. You have been learning the process of navigating this world without losing your truth to it. All paths will ultimately lead one home, yet you are ready to be initiated into the realm of spiritual maturity. This initiation comes when you recognize that discernment is a tool that is offered to the mature through the experiences of living in a life and body on a world of density and free will. How are you responding to the issues around you? Are you able to fully discern the gift of each experience, or are you diving into them? These circumstances have been placed before you only because you are ready to accept your place in the sea of beings who understand humanity. Once you hone your discernment, this time will pass. This lesson will be complete, and you will stand as a witness for those who are also ready. Breathe. And so that is our new moon Cards of Clarity reading. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope that resonates with you in some way. You may want to go back to this and listen to it. You can find it in the archives. You can also find it, or you will be able to find it on Oneness Talk Radio YouTube. If you are looking for any assistance at all in your personal healing journey, on your spiritual journey or your physical journey, they are all connected. There's a number of things I can do with you in person and even online. I offer several different kinds of readings: cosmic life regressions, master soul code readings, activations, and healing, along with emotional freedom technique for anyone who has experienced trauma. These are all things that I have had to use on myself. I was given a life experience where I had an opportunity to learn how to do all the healing on myself. My life has been my greatest teacher, let's just say. So I hope you have a fabulous week and a great new moon. And until next week, namaste. Thank you for listening in to Light, Laughter, and Lattes. It has been my honor and pleasure. Please visit gerihab.wix.com and check out my services and my packages. I work with people in person and from a distance, and I also give free 15-minute consultations. And so until next week, may your week be filled with light, laughter, and a whole lot of love.
Oneness Talk Radio. Hip, fresh, fun. Tune in to an honest portal of positivity 24/7. Experience unique talk radio from all around the planet, perfectly mixed with music that enchants your soul. Discover oneness moments as you relax into 3 to 5 minutes of divine inspiration. Claim your oneness today. OnenessTalkRadio.com. One world, one voice. Expand your vision.